Hey, I was thinking, I would have wanted to be an astronaut.
That a fact?
Yeah. Can you imagine being up there all by yourself? Would have been cool. I'm just saying.
Ellie, you have no idea. Well, to be fair, neither do I, but Gravity showed that is pretty fucking scary. And why is it that no one else is talking about the Marvin the Martian product plug? I mean, seriously, WB, you couldn't leave well enough alone, could you? You take Batman and shove him into the Man of Steel sequel, and then all of a sudden you're bringing the Flash in and throwing him in too.
Explorer's been hit. Explorer, do you read? Explorer, over. Explorer. Astronaut is off structure. Dr. Stone is off structure. Dr. Stone detached. You must detach. If you don't detach that arm's going to carry you too far. Listen to my voice. You need to focus. I'm losing visual of you. In a few seconds I won't be able to track you. You need to detach. I can't see you anymore. Do it now.
If you even think of throwing Harley Quinn or shoehorning Harley Quinn into this movie, I will cherry bomb your offices to oblivion! What was it talking about again?
Yes, I copy, I'm detached. I don't know, I'm spinning, I can't.
Oh, right, Gravity. Yeah. So, Gravity. Some are calling it an epic masterpiece. Some are calling it movie of the year. Some are questioning why the Indian guy was the first guy to die. Really? Just me? Come on. If it was a horror movie, it would have been a black guy. But, yeah. I know what you're all wondering. Are these claims warranted? Yep. 1,000 times, yes. They are. Now, I'm not a huge space guy or sci-fi nut or whatever it is, but, you know, I do enjoy a space flick every once in a while. And, seriously, this is coming from a guy who hasn't even seen an episode of Star Trek or Star Wars. Yet I know things about those shows. Little things from other sources, but yeah, never seen anything never seen any of those movies, never seen any of those shows. So, like I said, I do enjoy a space flick every once in a while, but I am a dumbass when it comes to space. I mean, I barely know anything. However, Gravity, man, this movie is a spectacle. That's out of this world, no pun intended. That's out of this world. It's enchanting, it's exciting, it's big, it's massive. But at the same time, it's pretty fucking scary. It's like purgatory. There's nothing out there for miles upon miles. And I'm not even sure what the proper measurement of distance is in space. But I'm telling you right now, there's a huge amount of nothing out there. And this movie, wow. This movie showed so well how space can be exciting, but also it can be pretty fucking life-threatening and dangerous. First of all, I'm going to talk about, well, where do I start? The visuals, of course. I mean, the camera, it pans around so smoothly and transitions very well. And the sound design is very simplistic, I would say. Simplistic in the sense that, well, obviously there isn't a lot of sound in space. But, you know, when our characters are talking with one another, it sounds like, to quote Jeremy Jones here, the Burger King drive-thru, where the sound is sort of distorted, yet it's still clear enough for the audience to hear. And for the first, I'd say 40-45 minutes, it just feels like you're up there just watching these guys work, and it is amazing. And the casting was very well done. all two of them. Uh, like I said, like it feels like you're up there, you're just listening to idle chit chat between workers and stuff like that while providing some form of exposition about our characters, and it's just it's so immersive and so thematic, and the first 45 minutes feels really organic. It just feels like you're up there, just listening to these guys, just watching, observing, and the action is so very, very well done. I mean, like I said, the camera, it pans around, it moves really smoothly around the shots and everything, and you can take everything in really nicely. It gives you time to take in what's happening. And there's something very interesting it does from time to time. When from time to time we'll switch to a first person view, so all of a sudden you'll be watching Sandra Bullock flying through space, and then it'll transition. It'll zoom into her and then like kind of zoom out and then put you in the perspective. Like sort of like Mirror's Edge. If you ever played Mirror's Edge, it did a similar sort of thing, because Mirror's Edge primarily is a first person action game where you run, jump, and yeah, I digress. But the point is, when in certain cutscenes, like you'll see her like as she is from another perspective, and then it will smoothly transition into her perspective, and it does that, and it's so well done, and it really feels like you're behind Sandra Bullock's helmet and just going through this journey with her, and wow, just crazy. The action, like I said, the action is really, really well done, and it's simplistic style too. Like, there isn't like a huge bunch of explosions or anything like that, obviously. But yeah, when there is action, when there is danger, like the debris. Oh, that's another thing. I saw this movie I saw this movie at the last minute of the final hour, I guess you could say, because I've been meaning to watch this movie for a while, but like I've had other things happening, and essentially what happened is I got to like I think it was like the last week it was in theaters, and then I've had to scour to find this movie because I really wanted to see it, and it was worth it. I saw it in 3D too. 3D. Like me, I'm not a huge fan of 3D. I think a lot of times it's a waste of money, especially like there aren't as many 3D movies now as there were back in, say, 2010, when Avatar was big about its 3D. And I will admit, Avatar generally is sort of, it's an okay movie, but the 3D in that is fucking beautiful, and I don't think anyone can say otherwise. But since then, there were a boatload of movies in 2010, 11, a few in 2012 that were shelling out 3D movies, saying, come see this in 3D. It won't add to the story, it won't further the movie or anything, but, well, we got it in 3D, and yeah, a lot of times I heard people say it was a waste of money. There's been a few exceptions since then that were, they were pretty good in 3D, but most of them were pretty good movies anyway, so say that for you all, but I digress. The 3D in this movie, superb. Really, really well done, and really worth the price of admission. Because, once again, it's space, there's stuff flying through the air, well, not every shot, but I would say every so often, there's stuff flying at you, and it's really cool to see, and again, it adds to that immersion, like, you feel like you're there. So yeah, 3D is really, really awesome. And yeah, like I said, the action is generally really well done, and the soundtrack and everything, the sound design, it all adds to the tension. It feels like you're in danger and everything. And also, the performances, well, like I said, all two of them are really well done, especially Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock, I don't have that much of an opinion on otherwise. I mean, I've seen a few movies, and generally the movies that she's in a lot of the time are just stuff that I'd see on TV or something when I'm really bored and there's nothing else on. Like I saw The Proposal and, you know, movies like that. But I had a feeling, I knew that she had talent. I knew that she had ability. And she really shows it here. She's so believable in this role. Her character is essentially one that's in every woman. And basically, she's had a bit of a troubled past, and she's all alone anyway. Even if she was on Earth, like, she doesn't really have anyone or anything to fall back on, essentially. So, that really, and it's a great journey in character development for Sandra Bullock because, well, as Joel from The Last of Us said,
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for.
That's right. You keep finding something to fight for. And that's basically what we have here with Sandra Bullock's character, is that she has to find a reason to go on because, you know, she has to find a purpose. She has to find a reason to live. Why is there a reason to live? I don't want to get too much away, but screw it, spoilers, whatever. Basically, Sandra Bullock, her daughter, passed away. Like, not her real daughter, her character's daughter, but yeah, she passed away like at some point in the past. And since then, she feels like she really has no real purpose in life. So, yeah, basically that carries over into this movie because eventually it seems like she's giving up and she needs to find a reason to go on, find a reason to keep going, keep pushing forward. And she's so believable and she drives that home really, really well. And then there's George Clooney. Another guy I never really had that much of an opinion on. I know he sucked as Batman, but I haven't really seen that much of his work anyway, but in this movie it seems like he's pretty much playing himself. I mean, in terms of like, his character is, I don't know. I understand that there has to be someone to keep things under control and like just like be a silver lining, I guess you could say. Like, he's really calm, really, controlled, really reserved about everything. But I don't know. It seems a tad unrealistic. Like, like I said, I understand like why he is this way. Like, he's supposed to be someone who's really experienced, who really knows how to handle these situations, but at the same time, he's just way too calm in this with what's happening. They really eventually find that they have no way home. They have very little oxygen left. They have very little to live on. So, I don't know. For me, I don't see him getting through that with all smiles and cheers. Like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna drift away. Everything's gonna be cool. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't know. But in terms of, performances, he did fine with what he was given. He did fine. And, but yeah, like I said, Sandra Bullock, for someone who really doesn't get to interact with much anyway, really top-notch performance for Sandra Bullock. Okay, in terms of negatives, I can't really see all that much to complain about. I guess if I was like a huge sci-fi or space nut, I would find something in terms of accuracy, in terms of, plot holes and stuff like that. But for me, I didn't really find that much. I mean, I can tell that they took shortcuts for the sake of making a movie. That's pretty much a given. But I don't know, if there's a huge glaring thing that I'm unaware of, I'm sorry, but I like I said, I can't really say. But personally, yeah, it was a really, really great movie. And like, man, just amazing. I'm just, it just sucks that I had to see it so late, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. But, yeah. That's pretty much all I really have to say about the movie. Like I said, it's a really, really enjoyable experience. I would say, yeah, definitely go and see, well, not go and see, it's probably yanked out of theaters right now. But, you know, get it on Blu-ray, get it on DVD. If you have a 3D TV or whatever, and you have 3D glasses, and it's most likely going to be released on 3D, Blu-ray, whatever, I think you should give it a shot. It is amazing in 3D. But I don't know whether it's going to transfer well to TV or not. But yeah, like I said, generally a really, really great movie. Movie of the year, though. Is it my movie of the year? Probably not. My movie of the year, in my opinion, just my pick for movie of the year, from what I've seen anyway, is probably going to be Wreck-It Ralph. That's just me. Okay, I'm not saying that Wreck-It Ralph is so much better or anything like that. I just enjoyed it more. Just a little bit more though. But, like I said, Gravity, overall, really fun, really great, really entertaining movie. So, if you haven't had a chance yet, go and see it. And thank you for watching my review of Gravity, and hey, history was down to earth, huh?
A little girl with brown hair. Tell her that I'm not quitting.